Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at another buff Pokemon for the upcoming season. We're going to have Decidueye here with Astonish and Spirit Shackle. This Pokemon is going to be top tier next season, so let's see how it's going to work in this season. We're going to have a team here of the Germnaa, the Shadow Sableye, as well as our Decidueye, and I feel like this is going to be a team that's going to be very solid in the next season as well. Germnaa gaining a lot of rating, just mainly because all the other Pokemon got nerfed, but also Sableye getting the buff on the Power Gem is going to be very great for the next season. So again, here a team that you might want to copy for the next season, but you can also already play it right now. I had a lot of fun with this team and I definitely think it worked out quite well. Issue for this team was a lot of times lag, which the team has literally nothing to do about it. But yeah, this happened quite often. I lost like 2-3 games just because the game just froze mid battle. I don't really know what's happening. We also saw some lag there already again, but yeah, that's the game we play right now. But anyway, we're going to be able to win the first battle here without even showcasing our Decidueye because the opponent decides to forfeit. Moving on to the next opponent, we're going to have a lovely lead here. We're going to have the Gligar against our Germnaa. Swapping in here the Toxapex, you're going to have a great answer again in the Shadow Sableye. Again, a Pokemon that you most ideally want to have for the upcoming season. Shadow Sableye getting a little bit of a buff is kind of lovely because I feel like Shadow variant was kind of, dragged down by the secondary charge move of it. But for the upcoming season, Power Gem is going to, I think, even do more damage and takes less energy for the next season, which is going to be great for it. Still, here we were able to hit a charge move against the opponent's Toxapex, Brian not going to knock us out, and we can align ourselves, which is going to be quite lovely, as we already saw the Gligar in the lead. So let's see what's coming in next. It's very likely going to be the Gligar again, of course. We can go for a charge move here, which is not going to be enough to knock them out, but I'm going to put them down into the red health usually, but they're actually going to use a shield, which is kind of great for me because now I can go back into my Germnaa, try to go for some Poliwraths, and let's see what the opponent gonna do now. Thunder Punch coming in, we're going to be able to take one as they're gonna catch the move onto the Lantern. I don't really care too much about it. We have now the perfect alignment. We're going to have the Decidueye against the opponent's Lantern, and we can just go straight away for that Frenzy Plant. The pacing is going to be the same next season as well. You just do way more damage with the fast move, like literally like 1/3 more damage or something like this, which is going to be quite ridiculous. But yeah, we're going to still be able to go for another charge move here. Astonish already very strong on Decidueye. I was playing Decidueye with Astonish for a little bit before as well, and it always was very strong. Next up, we're going to have here the Stunfisk against us. That's going to be a matchup where we definitely kind of want to stay in with our Germnaa. We can pretend that we have Hydro Pump on our Pokemon as well, which maybe kind of force a shield from the opponent. Earthquake coming through. We're going to be able to go for another Ice Beam here, though. That is going to be hopefully enough to do an... No, it's actually going to get caught onto the Germnaa, which is not ideal. And now you might think, oh, the opponent has like an energy advantage. It's going to be a loss for the Decidueye, as they always need like 5 to get to the charge moves here. But actually, it is not always 5. I think it is 5 and then 4. I think you generate 10 energy with Astonish at this current point. So yeah, Frenzy Plant coming through. I can go for another one in time as well. And even if the opponent decides to use a shield here onto this one as well, we are going to be able to force alignment for sure, as we can just go for a shield here and we should be able to theme P-tie on the Dex charge move because both of us need 5 fast moves to get to the next one. Yes, this is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Germnaa, allowing us to align ourselves, and that is going to be a big benefit. In comes the Stunfisk again, and also they underestimate, I think, my pacing here a bit. Maybe not actually, they're gonna go for Rock Slide, but it's not going to be enough. Rock Slide going to do even less damage next season, but here we're gonna see the Frenzy Plant coming through, doing a ton of damage, getting the knockout, and now it's game over as Him has nowhere to go. Germnaa next. Germnaa is going to be a Pokemon that we can for sure stay in a little bit against at least. We kind of want to keep your own Germnaa alive because we are going to be quite weak against other Dark-type Pokemon in the back. So what you kind of want to do is you kind of want to go for a Poliwrath, wait until the opponent goes for their Poliwrath, and then hope that they're going to go straight for the next Poliwrath afterwards as well. And don't go for a charge move here. That's why I would really recommend here. We have some lag here, which is really annoying because we lose one bubble. As said before, lag is quite ridiculous right now for me. But we can swap out into the Sableye. Yes, you might have to use a shield. Here in this case, we don't even have to because they're going to go into the Clodsire. But here, generally speaking, going to be in a little bit of a better spot. What we did not really expect here, though, is on how bulky Clodsire is. Clodsire going to be even better next season with the buffed Poison Sting. It is going to be quite ridiculous on how strong this Pokemon is going to be. For sure, the #1 Pokemon to build for the next season. Like, you need this Pokemon for sure for the next one. You're going to see the foul play coming through. This is going to be enough to knock them out, but we are 2 shields down now. In comes the Azumarill, and I decided to go for a bait here, expecting them to go for a shield, which is a little bit of a silly move because the opponent lets the move go through, and like this, we are going to be in a very tough spot. They decided to go for the next charge move, and if I just went for the power gem, they would have went down. Would have this helped us to win this battle? Maybe it's going to be a charger bug. There was definitely a way of winning this, I would imagine, but this is going to be very tough. Now we can go in for the Spirit Shackle, which has a chance to drop the opponent's defense, which I'm not going to be able to do so. And so yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. If I just went for the power gem, I definitely had a decent chance of winning this one, especially as I have move stored here as well in the Azumarill. But it is what it is. Exa is coming through. I can go for the Ice Beam, forcing a final shield from the opponent. But they are going to know as well at this point that we are not going to have another charge move stored onto our other Pokemon. So we're sadly going to go down to a charge move here. Again, it was winnable if I played it a little bit better. Next opponent, Alone Sandslash. Going to be one of the most common Pokemon next season. Very likely going to run the Powder Snow for the next season as well. But what we can do here is we can stay in. And yes, it seems like it's a very bad matchup for you because the opponent has just neutral damage, you have resisted damage. But again, it could be the Hydro Pump. If it's the Hydro Pump, the opponent is going to struggle. They decide to use a shield, and I'm kind of happy about this because now they're going to be kind of low. And them being low means also that Astonish, especially next season, is going to be enough to knock them out as well here soon, because we can't just go for the full farm down. But actually I decided to use both of my shields onto my Sableye, because Sableye is quite good in the current meta. Turns out they're going to have one of the hardest ends in the back with the Azumarill. But what I can do now is I can try to stall for time here, of course, as they can go for another Power Gem. This is going to do some nice damage. They're going to do more damage next season, but I wanted to try to swap out into my own Azumarill. It didn't work out. They decided to go for the Poliwrath to knock me out straight away, and I can go into my own Azumarill, hoping that they would decide to go for a charge move here as well, so I can swap onto my Decidueye. But I was kind of scared that Astonish is not doing enough damage here, I think, but I still swap out anyway. Can we go for the full farm down? We can, and so Astonish is going to definitely help us out quite a bit. Here again, this matchup is going to be different next season, because at this point the opponent will be able to still survive it, but we would have been able to easily farm him down here if we had the Astonish buff for the next season. So this is going to be even a better matchup for the Decidueye. But doesn't matter, let's win out. It is not going to matter, because there's going to be the Altaria on the back, and we can resist the Dragon Breath. This is the best possible matchup I could have imagined, and so we can still win this battle with our Azumarill, with all the energy that we have, and we can move on to the next opponent. Poliwrath is going to be a Pokemon that's definitely going to be very beneficial for our team, but what's not so great is going to be the LilyKatchum. LilyKatchum is going to be way worse than, for example, Lickilicky is going to be next season, as LilyKatchum has more bulk and also has coverage for the Azumarill, which Lickilicky doesn't really have. Actually, I think Lickilicky learns Solar Beam, doesn't it? That would be a cool move to run on it. I think that's going to be something that I'm going to do on my channel as well, so hopefully if you want to see that, feel free to leave a like on the video. Kinda what I have to say anyway every single video. I know it's annoying, people asking for likes. It helps us out, it just really helps out the channel, and it's free, and so like, I don't know, like, would be really nice, thank you. But anyway, we're gonna see the power up coming through from the opponent. We're gonna be a shield up, but the opponent is going to have the switch advantage, which is going to be a little bit tricky, as the opponent still has, of course, that Poliwrath in the back. We have to hope that we can still win the battle. They're gonna decide to use a shield here onto our Azumarill, which is gonna be a tricky one for us, as we're gonna have to retaliate with our own shield. Power Whip is coming through, which is going to be a super effective move, and so I definitely enjoy using that shield there. Anyway, Ice Beam is coming in next. That's going to be enough to knock them out, and let's see what is going to be the final Pokemon. It is going to be not the final Pokemon here, it's going to be the Poliwrath. That's going to be fine for me, as I can let the move go through. And so the Poliwrath is going to be able to connect next, going to do some super effective damage against the opponent, step damage as well, and that is going to be definitely a lot of damage coming up against that Poliwrath. It's still punching its way through here. Icy Wind is coming through from the opponent again. We can survive until we can swap out into our final Pokemon, the Sableye. Shadow Gligar against us is going to be a little bit of a trickier matchup, as we're gonna try to go for the foul play to get some damage onto them, but is it going to be enough? The opponent goes out for another charge move here. Is it going to be the dig? Is it going to be the Aerial Ace? It's going to be the Aerial Ace bait. It is going to be the dig now to knock us out. Let's find out here together. It is going to be just the Aerial Ace, and we can win this battle, I think, because one more foul play should be enough to knock them out, and so this is going to be it for this one. I don't know, maybe I should commentate more like that, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna see here the Gligar in the next matchup. This is going to be a very positive matchup for us, as we're gonna be able to go for another Ice Beam against the opponent. They very likely want to swap out eventually, as they don't have any chance of winning this matchup. So, let's see what is coming in next. It's going to be a charge move, which is going to be very like the Dig coming through during around half of our health, which is going to be totally fine. In comes another Ice Beam, but the opponent was able to catch this move onto their Feraligatr. Let's see if it's Shadow or not. It is the Shadow variant, and so we swap out into our Sableye, trying to go for the full farm down, but realizing quite fast that we have to go for a charge move before the opponent is gonna go for their next one, because yeah, they would have not been going down there in time. We needed 2 more fast moves, the opponent needed 1 more fast move to go for a charge move, and so it's better for us to invest some energy. Speaking of investing some energy, here the foul play is definitely going to hurt that Gligar quite a bit, but they want to let this one still stick around, and so I decided to let the move go through. Dig is coming through, I can go into my Decidueye, and Annihilape in the back is not going to enjoy both the Astonish damage as well as now the Spirit Shackle, and that's going to be game. Next one, we're going to have the Gligar here against us. That is going to be a fairly decent matchup for us, especially as I swap onto the Annihilape. But I forgot at this point already what the opponent is going to have in the lead, as this Pokemon is gonna, the Azumarill is going to be good against both of them. I cannot decide to stay in for maybe a little bit too long, as now I decide to let the move go through. It is going to be that Shadow Ball, and we will see the swap out here from us into the Shadow Sableye, doing some super effective Shadow Claw damage. Shadow Ball gonna get shielded from us, and so we can go for the full farm down against the opponent. That is going to allow us to get a ton of energy. Let's see what's going to be in the back here. It's going to be that Gligar again. Can we try to reach for 2 foul plays? We are already at 2, and as you saw already as well, Wing Attack came through, means it's not going to be a CMP tie, or no, it's going to be a CMP tie, which we are going to be easily able to win and get the shield from the opponent. Is it worth to invest a shield here as well as the Sableye? I don't think so. Aerial Ace is coming through, doing a ton of damage that we can swap out straight away, but Charger Bug is going to retaliate the Azumarill, and as you can see, they snuck in an extra free fast move, which is going to be very impactful. Why is it so impactful? Because now we are not going to be able to go for the next Ice Beam, which is very much game deciding, as now we have still a shield advantage, which is cool for our Decidueye, but it's not going to look too good for us. We're gonna have to let the move go through. It's going to be the Exeter. We can still take one, but we are forced to use the shield still, because yeah, a few more wall switches afterwards would be enough to knock us out. I could go for a Spirit Shackle here. I should have went for a Spirit Shackle, but I kinda overestimate the damage here from the Astonish. But again, next season this would have been the correct play. This season wasn't, and so we sadly lose. Second to last battle, we're going to have the Azumarill against 2 Pokemon that are going to be weak against it. A lot of people in the current meta are very weak to Fairy type Pokemon, and I would very much expect that this is going to change next season, as Fairy type Pokemon are even more common than they are in this season here. We're going to let the move go through, of course, because it's going to be a Pokemon that we're definitely going to be able to beat as well, but we kind of need to keep our Azumarill alive as well for a bit. So what we decide to do is we're going to let the next Gold go through. We can go still for another Poliwrath, and now we can swap out no matter what is going to happen next into our Sableye. They're going to let the move go through, allowing us to go for the full farm down, but with this we're also going to be able to get some extra energy to go for that foul play straight away, doing tremendous amount of damage against the opponent here, getting them into farm down range, and it's very likely the best play for us to use a shield here, get some energy, get some damage, and that is going to be game anyway, because Tentacruel has nowhere to go here. We're going to have some neutral damage coming up from both our Sableye as well as our Decidueye. And as I decide to use a shield here, I decide to let the move go through, because I was like, that is too early for a Scald. It is just going to be that Acid Spray, and Foul Play is going to be enough to get them into the red health here, very likely, trying to put them into farm down range for our Decidueye. Decidueye is going to now come in, has to take a move, but again, Acid Spray or Scald, both of them I'm fine with, and it's going to be that Acid Spray coming in next, as they are going to go down to the Astonish. In comes the Broguiere, and our Decidueye is going to clean up the battle. Final battle for today, we're going to have the Feraligatr here, which is going to be a Pokemon that Azumarill can kind of deal with. I would definitely expect Azumarill being one of the most common Pokemon also for the next play Pokemon season. But yeah, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a Poliwrath against that Pokemon, dealing a ton of damage, and now we are going to try to wait until they go for another charge move, but not before we can reach our own. Ice Beam coming through, trying to force a shield from the opponent, which is going to work out quite well here as well, as we can let the move go through. It's going to be always is a resisted hit as the Hydro Cannon is coming through. I can swap onto the Sableye. They can still go for another charge move, but that is fine by me, because now the Feraligatr is basically completely dead anyway. Every Pokemon on our team can fully farm them down before they can go for a charge move. And so here we're gonna see the Power Gem coming through. This is going to be a way better matchup next season as well. But anyway, this matchup is never going to happen next season, as Altaria is dropping down those ranks again from the Sky Attack nerf, as we will be able to go for the full farm down against them. In comes the Gligar. That is not ideal. We have quite a weakness against Gligar on our team, and so we have to try to get any kind of damage onto them, and that is going to be quite helpful here already. We are gonna let the move go through. They're forced to go for 2 aerial aces anyway, I think, and so we are gonna be able to go for the full farm down against them. It's down to the final Pokemon. Feraligatr has no way of winning this one, and so this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.